Ladies and gentlemen, everybody, these 3 rounds of the Lawerance flyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, weighing in at 125 pounds. Fighting out of Next Gen Northern Ireland, presenting Macho Tweed. That is about making his way to the Lawerance cage, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, weighing in under 125 pounds. Fighting out of Kombat JJ, presenting Lawerance Moran.
Instructions by Decky Larkin, our referee, waiting patiently. Matthew Tweed looking calm. Moran is in the black and grey, and we've got Tweed, who's in the black and green in the longer shorts. Just waiting on the cage door to close. Flyweight action underway here at Lawerance 35.
No time wasted at all from Moran, just runs across the cage.
He almost got caught there by Tweed with a nice right hand, timed it beautifully.
Chopping in that leg kick very well. Both men exchanging leg kicks.
Plenty of head movement by Tweed. Goes for the body kick and gets taken down, holding on to that neck momentarily. Might need to let it go.
The Kombat Jiu-Jitsu man on the ground. He's going to be acutely aware that there's a Von Flue choke available to him should Tweed continue to hold on to that neck. You just hear his coach Kieran Mahan shouting Von Flue, but Tweed does well to get a knee in. Tweed really needs to let go of that neck for his own safety.
Starting to fish through though to get position back though. It is still there. And of course, you may have heard the cornering of Chris Fields. That man loves a Von Flue himself, so we have an expert in the building.
Nice work from Moran, just keeping himself moving round in a counterclockwise position, forcing Tweed to try and chase to regain half guard.
Tweed, although he's holding the neck, he's not putting a lot into it, Phil. It's more just the position and holding that position, clamping down on Moran's head, but might abandon it, but he's holding it where he's got position here. Now this becomes danger. He's got the grip. He's looking to sit into it.
He's just done the right thing by shrimping out onto a hip.
Sits up into the choke as well.
How well can the Kombat Jiu-Jitsu man defend? Doesn't seem to be under a lot of pressure just by looking at him there. He's taking his time, he's not grimacing.
But yet again, you can see he's not squeezing on the neck. He's more holding it for position that he can abandon it if he needs be. But he's trying to get his opponent into the better position to look for that choke.
He needs to try and dig in for an underhook underneath the body.
Moran just pops his head out now and will look to work from side control. Steps across into full mount. Just got the left ankle caught.
He's got a hold of the wrist. He may look to try and stuff that down to create a little bit of space.
Good shrimping, trying to get out of there on the bottom.
But nice calm work on top from Lawerance Moran. Good scramble from Tweed.
Moran just shuts it down and pushes him up against the cage here. Looking for that Kimura grip. Use that to stand up. Maybe step over it, Phil, as well. He was looking for potentially.
Moran wise to it. Just keeps that distance nice and close. Trips the ankle away of Tweed. Triangles it.
Tweed just had a quick glance to his corners, which is Rhys McKee and Rodney Moore, just maybe looking for some advice.
Again, trying to dig in for that Kimura grip. The beauty of the Kimura grip is you don't necessarily need to go for the submission. You can use it to sweep and use it to control, but Moran, with his jiu-jitsu experience, very much wise to it. And landing big strikes to put an exclamation point at the end of this round.
It was a nice left hand just as Tweed sat up. He caught him on the end of it, but an exchange and on the ground was where we felt Tweed was holding on, potentially putting himself in danger, but it was more trapping the head and waiting and trying to adjust and get Moran into a position to set up that guillotine choke. But Moran seemed wide to it all the time, maybe potentially one step ahead. But both fighters raced. There was almost like a race to meet the center of the cage in the first round, and Moran goes right back to that. Moran's big kick, he was telegraphing that in some ways. Looking for that long right hand. The chin is high of Tweed, he just needs to be careful.
I like the way he's mixing up those kicks. He's going low, he's going high, he's constantly keeping Tweed guessing. Tweed needs to be careful just leaning right back as a means of defence, because you can only lean back so far with an opponent rushing forward.
That lean back almost gift wrapped the lead leg as well.
Yeah.
The balance was there, and Moran said, yep, gift wrapped, please, I will have that.
But again, that's the grappling experience of Moran now, just taking his time, solidifying the position.
Just snakes his way up into that side control position. Familiar territory, knee on belly fast this time, gets the mount.
Takes the back with both hooks in.
Tweed thought about turning, but it's sort of half turn, turns back around that he's mounted. Moran will expect to land shots.
Tweedy looking to escape out the back.
Using that dexterity of them legs to try and escape, and he
That's
does
the arm bar.
Oh,
that's tight.
He turned into it, and just the expression on my face instantly changed there.
He's gone belly down on it. That could be it if Moran can just really get his hips into it.
It looked a hyperextend, but the dexterity is there in the elbow joint of Tweed as well. That looked close, Phil.
What is Tweed made out of?
The rubber man. Matthew Tweed survives that now, but the arm is still in danger, looking to reap it out. The elbow's popped out. He's safe now from that arm bar. Excellent composure by Tweed.
Tweed doing everything he can to stay nice and compact, using that knee to put pressure beautifully. It's not a knee strike when it's placed. He's landing some ground and pound of his own. Needs to be wary of the switch on my platter here. Or the inverted triangle.
Putting the shin across the jawline of Moran. Moran scrambles, looking for the takedown. Big wide sprawl by Tweed.
Tweed really needs to get those hips out from behind him. Moran wise to that, so pushes Tweed against the cage. Very intelligent ground control.
And gets the takedown. Excellent work by Lawerance Moran. In that familiar position of side control. That Tweed has coped well with it, although he gave up the mount.
Tweed doing well just to try and create a little bit of distance, look to get the feet on the hips and push away, but again Moran just closes distance. Needs to be wary of that up kick.
Beautiful, just tossed the legs to one side,
Yeah.
stepped in, knee and belly, looking for that full mount again. Excellent transition there by Lawerance Moran.
Needs to be wary of giving up the arm.
Tweed trying to use the cage, but that arm has
that
presented
looks
itself
tight.
again. That is tight.
Oh, that has
Steps over, making the adjustments, looking to pop
that's
that
so
elbow.
tight.
Waiting on the clapper here. Can he survive?
How is Tweed staying in on this? That's absolutely phenomenal. Dexterity in the arms of Tweed, Noel O'Keefe.
If elastic bands are looking to get into the sponsorship game, Matthew Tweed is your man. Matthew Tweed.
What's going to be interesting is how much use Matthew Tweed now has in that arm, because I'm sure something's been popped or ripped. Tweed straight in with a front kick.
Both fighters looking a little wary at the start of the third round. Grappling scrambles, and that's what a lot of it was. Sometimes grappling, it takes it out of you, but especially when it's a scramble, Phil, for position.
Yeah, definitely, because you use all that work to try and secure a takedown, and then your opponent just bounces right back up. It can be demoralizing as well.
Moran looking to advance and dance a nice right hand.
It was so clean down the pipe.
He was right on the eye socket of Tweed. It looked like it left a mark straight away.
Moran has those double underhooks. May look to trip the lead leg. Just get in behind and reap that leg. Very close to it.
He's got to watch his back here as well. There's Tweed. Lawerance Moran starts to looking to pull him back, and maybe a sit-down takedown doesn't happen. Tweed adjusts. Just looking again to his corner is Matthew Tweed for some advice. What do we do to get out of here?
Tweed standing just a little bit too square for my liking. I'd like him to widen that base out just a little bit.
The referee, Mr. Decky Larkin, just asking the fighters to let me see some more. Moran has got to do more, and Decky Larkin stepped in. He did give a couple of verbal warnings there. So a reset. We're getting back underway in the third round.
You could see what Moran was trying to do. He was trying to hook that leg and score the takedown, but good defense from Tweed.
The kick was caught there, and Moran gets the takedown. A lethargic kick coming in there from Matthew Tweed, taken advantage of by Lawerance Moran.
Moran just trying to skip right over into side control. Does so just by shifting the hips. Again, Tweed needs to be careful. It looks like Moran's going for the mount.
Beautiful, just slides that knee across like a hot knife through butter and finds himself a mount. Can he hold this position? He's got it a few times.
Gets his hooks in.
Tweed turns, 2 hooks in, as you said, Phil.
Could be working through the chokeout. Seems to be happy just to land strikes in this position. How much does Tweed have? The thing is, when you land the strikes in this position, that's what forces the opponent to lift their head and give up the neck.
Tweed tried to roll, went with him, did Moran. Looks like he's got an arm under the neck.
He has it, that looks tight. He's connected the hands.
Under the top. Beautiful transition. Matthew Tweed tried to roll. Lawerance Moran went with him, stayed calm, flowed with the wave, got the arm under the neck, made the hand adjustments, and Phil gets the finish.
Irish mixed martial arts, the inimitable Mr. Noel O'Keefe.
26 seconds of round number 3.